Good afternoon, chosen ones. How are you doing? My chosen family. How is everyone doing? I'm gonna clean off my camera. How is everyone doing? I'm gonna clean my camera here. How is everyone doing? Listen, I won't be here long. I won't be here long because I'm getting ready to get some furniture. Getting me a new bedroom set. So I won't be here long. How is everyone doing? Check in with my chosen ones. I have a quick message. And, when I come bring these messages, I so can relate. It be me sometimes I'm talking about. It be me sometimes that are experiencing or have experienced. So when I be going through things, that's why I did that message, you're not the only one the other day. Hi, Jacqueline. That's why I did that message, because you think y'all think y'all be the only one going through stuff. Like, you think your life be like, you think you be the only one that's having a hard time, that's struggling, that's managing people, that's trying to manage and learn how to deal with people. Something that I came to realize, and I realized this a few years ago. And sometimes people talk about how hard life is. And life is not hard. You want me to tell you what's hard? Life is not hard. Life in itself is not hard. You know where all the hardships and the stress comes from? You know where all that comes from? Dealing with people. People is hard. Dealing with people makes life hard. Trying to manage people in your life, that is what makes life so hard. Life is not hard. Life is fairly easy. But it's trying to manage the relationships and the people that you have in your life. So my title is to stay focused. I want to talk to you all about staying focused. And sometimes it is a challenge, to stay focused. It is. It takes a lot of discipline to stay focused. It takes a lot of discipline to just keep going when all hell is breaking loose in your life. It takes a lot. It takes a lot, right? It really takes a lot. It takes a lot. It takes a lot to focus. It takes a lot to just keep going when all HE devil hockey stick is breaking loose in your life. It takes a lot to keep going when, people are up against you. It takes a lot to keep going when people are out slandering your name, trying to make you look bad. It takes a lot to keep going and stay focused when you got people out trying to make you seem like you're just this awful person. It takes a lot. You have to be a strong-willed, strong-minded individual to keep going. To keep going in the midst of all of that. It takes a strong-willed individual to keep going when the enemy trying to get in your children. It takes a lot of energy to keep going. When the enemy is getting in your neighbors, they go to acting a fool, acting weird and spooky. It takes a lot of energy and focus and prayer and discernment. Oh, yes, Jacqueline. Let me tell you, when you learn to manage people, now why you think CEOs make so much money? Why you think people at the top of the, corporate offices, why you think they make so much money? See, we get mad at people for making so much money because we don't understand. You know why they get paid so much money? Because they have mastered and learned how to manage people. Once you learn how to manage people, there is no price. There is no price tag, no price limit on you. There is no price. You're priceless. There's no amount of money that a person can give you because you developed a skill. And yes, Jacqueline, when you do set boundaries with certain people, you do find yourself being at peace, because a lot of people are dealing with their own little demonic struggles. I'm gonna call it demonic struggles. They're dealing with their own issues. They don't know how to manage themselves. So that's why they abuse and take their pain out on someone else. That's the reason they do it. Because they don't know how to manage themselves. So they want to inflict pain and project how they feel. That's why people used to say, and it's true, people used to say what they have going on, they don't have nothing to do with me. But sometimes as a broken chosen one, when you're not healed, you will internalize what people are doing to you, and you will take on as if it's your fault. You will go to believing that it's your fault that someone else don't know how to manage themselves. Someone else don't have self-control. They hate themselves. And they want to project that and inflict the pain that they have for themselves onto the close person that's to them, and that's you. They don't know how to self-regulate. They hate themselves. You ever thought that you ever thought that when you were just so good to people, right? You were so good to people and you only wanted the best for them. You in your mind, you trying to make sure that they have the best and get, and do more than what you've done, right? You want to make sure they have the best and do more than what you have done. You're trying to pour into them. You're trying to give them all of your goodness. And they're filled with holes. They got holes in their soul, holes in their spirit. So everything you try to put into them is falling out because they don't have the capacity to hold it. They don't have the capacity to hold what you're giving. That's why you're so depleted. That's why you're so depleted. You're trying to give, some of y'all, especially women and good men too, you're trying to give to a man. You're trying to help. You're trying to pray. You're trying to fast and help somebody who don't want to be helped. The issues that they have with themselves that they experienced in childhood, you didn't damage them. You didn't do it to them. And it's not your obligation, it's not your responsibility to fix them. It's not your obligation. And sometimes we take on the responsibility as a chosen one because we have good hearts. We feel like we gotta fix people. We're fixers. And only God can fix folks. You wanna be, they got Bob the Builder. You wanna be Bobisha the Builder. You wanna be Bobisha the Builder. You can't be Bobisha the Builder, baby. Let Bob, you wanna be Bobby. Because there's some women named Bobby. Bobisha, they're more like a girly name. You wanna build people and try to, you didn't break them. Just like you're working on yourself, just like you're going to get deliverance, just like you're looking at issues from your childhood, you're addressing issues from your childhood, that man has to do the same thing. He got to work on himself. He got to look in the mirror and say, you know what? I got issues. Something is wrong with me. I got to hate for somebody who did something to me when I was 5. I hate how my mama raised me. I hate how my dad and, they got to deal with that. It's not your job to do the work for them. Some of you all have spent years being a person, being a man's therapist. You've been the punching bag for him, emotionally, physically, mentally. And you didn't do the damage to him. You're just the recipient of the pain that was inflicted upon him. Now you're the closest thing to him. Now you're the problem. He can't confront his mama because she damaged him. She lied to him. So you're the closest thing that resembles his mom. You're a woman. So now guess what? You're going to be the one that's beat down and emotionally abused and hurt. And, the pain is going to come to you, and vice versa for women who got daddy issues. You hate your daddy so much, you taking it out on that man. It's not his fault. It's not his fault that your daddy wasn't there. And you can't make him be the dad to you. That's why I did that video the other day. It's called that you're somebody's daughter. You got to seek God, have God to come in and heal you. Let him do the work that you need to fill those voids that you're having so you can be whole. That's why in this season, that's why you shouldn't get in a relationship with anybody. Once you get in your season of healing and growth, if these people are not healed, that's why you can't be jumping, see what we do, women sometimes and men, broken women, they jump from relationship to relationship. Instead of healing and becoming whole within yourself, instead of analyzing and looking at what happened in the last relationship, what was the breakdown in the last relationship, they'll go jump in and get with somebody else and take all that brokenness from your past relationship to the next one. No, the person got to deal with themselves. Deal with themselves. I know when I got in relationships, I ain't have no business being in no relationships. To be honest, I was young, still, just getting out of, situations. I ain't have no business getting into no relationship. I should have been someone healing. But guess what? When you don't know better, you're not going to do better. But nobody has taught you this and you don't have information to compare to, that's what you do. You do things like that. Then you get with somebody who's just as broken as you and y'all two broken folks trying to get and do stuff. Hi, Shantae. Two broken people trying to get together and make a whole. That's not going to work. That's not going to work. That's not going to work. It only will work if both of you all are willing to do the work. Both of you all are willing to admit, listen, we both got issues we need to work on. We need to work on them. Not one person working on themselves and the other person looking like, oh, I don't have a problem. Because, you got people like that who be in denial. They'll put everything on you. Look, you'll be the problem in everything. You'll be the blame for everything. But you look at them, let them tell it. They life so squeaky clean. They life so squeaky clean. They don't have no issues. They ain't got no mama issues, no dad issues. It's you the one that got the problem. They project everything on you. They can't look at themselves. Everything they look in the mirror, they see perfection. It's very exhausting, Jacqueline. Yes, girl. Look at you like you got 5 heads. You know, even the good-hearted. See, one thing about the chosen ones, and I said this plenty of times about us. I said this plenty of times, and it's true. We will suffer along with you. We'll try to hope and pray that you get it right. Because we like stability. We don't want to be jumping in and out of relationships and going with this person and that person. No. We stay in situations long. We stay in situations long. Even if it's toxic, we still try to sit there and stay and suffer and tough it out. Because we don't like to be, bouncing around and starting over. But one thing about the chosen ones, when they say they're done, you best believe they're done. They're done. When they're done, they're done. No matter how much they want to, you know what, I should give it a second. But no matter the thoughts that they get in their head, saying, maybe I should give it another try. Boy, when they reach that threshold and be like, I'm done, they're done. We're done. Because we would have suffered long with you, giving you chance after chance, correcting ourselves, trying to do right, looking at us. With the chosen ones, one thing about the chosen ones, okay, the curtain's closed. For real, Shantae. One thing about the chosen ones, one thing about us, we don't have a problem with analyzing ourselves. We don't have a problem with looking at us. But what we have a problem with is people always blaming us, trying to make it seem like the problem that's in the relationship is always us. It's not always us. And see, when you're broken and abused, and when you're used to dealing with people who like to gaslight and project, you would think it's you. You would think everything is about you when you're the one over there getting personal development help. You're the one getting coaching. You're the one getting deliverance. You're the one trying to work on you, all while they're sitting on their laurels looking like ain't nothing wrong with me. It's you. You the one. You should be the one getting delivered. And have you ever noticed the people who project and inflict the most pain? And I saw this somewhere, and it's true. The people who are abused the most be the ones that, going to have to go, the ones who inflicting the pain, they don't think they need therapy. It be the ones that are being abused, them the ones that end up in therapy. Them the ones that end up in therapy. And I saw that somewhere. I said, that's so true. That is so true. Them the ones that end up trying to get deliverance, because the ones you can tell which ones that being abused, because the ones that doing the abuse, they don't think nothing wrong with them. It's just like, they just a walking ball of perfection. Look, they just a walking ball of perfection. I'm a good person. I'm doing all I can. I go to work. I do this. I'm doing. But what about that abuse that you do to people? What about that emotional abuse? What about that gaslighting? What about you withdrawing your affection? You don't want to, you're not affectionate. You're not giving your partner, the attention that they talking about. Okay? That they saying their need, that they say they need. You're not trying to meet their needs, but they always want their needs met. You having a conversation trying to tell them this is what I want, this is how I think the relationship, but they'll deny you the very thing that you're asking for because they just don't want to give it to you. They don't want to satisfy you. Their job is to abuse you and to make you feel less than. You don't want to have a partner like that. That's not healthy. Their job is to make you, pull you down from off your confidence. Their job is to make you come down, what they say, off your high horses. They want to make you feel like you're nobody. They want to take away your self-confidence and self-esteem because they don't have any. They're walking around putting on a show, being fake and phony, like they got this confidence as if they're more than who they are. But they want to tear your self-esteem down. Them be the ones too, Shantae, your parents. So your parents get jealous. They don't want you to do better than them. Grandparents, they don't want you to do better. They don't want you to do better than them. Yes, sir. I'm doing a video.
A video or live?
I'm alive. What's up? What do you need?
I was checking the weather.
You checking the weather?
Yeah, I heard thunder.
Oh,
You know what that is?
yeah.
What is it?
You heard thunder.
Yeah, you know what it is. Like, what's making the noise?
Mm-mm.
I don't know.
Maybe it's I didn't hear thunder. Yeah, them be the ones. Don't want you to get ahead. You got people in relationships competing with you. How you gonna compete with your partner? Thought y'all was on the same team. This when people got issues. This when people got internal issues. When you see this, let me tell you how you know. And this for any woman, and this is for any man. I'm gonna let y'all know this. Some people don't know this, but I'm gonna let y'all know. This is how you know. This is how you know you are in an abusive relationship. This is how you know you're in the wrong relationship. This is how you know you're not in a relationship that's aligned. You're not in alignment. This is how you know. Let me tell you how you know. When you in this relationship and you can't be who you truly are, you can't be yourself. You feel like you got to change something. You're in the wrong relationship. And when I mean change something, I mean change who you are at your core. I'm talking about core character. Like if you're an outgoing person, you like to talk to people, you are a hugger, you like to, talk to people, encourage people. And you can't be that in a relationship. You can't be the loving person that you have been. You're a giver. People try to stop you from giving. In a relationship, that partner try to stop you from being a giver, loving people. You went in that thing. You were a lover. You love people. You got a love for people. Boy, girl, man, cat, dog. You got a love for people. You don't care if they binary, trinary, whatever they want to declare they are. You just got a love for people. You're outgoing. You like to try different things, and all of that is zapped. You can't even be. It's like it's like your energy changes. And this is when you're dealing with somebody who's demonic. This is another thing. You're dealing with the spirit, an oppressive spirit. When you're around a person and you can't, you want to do all these good things and you feel like you got to get their permission and approval to be who you are, you're dealing with the demonic spirit, baby. Take me at my word. Take me at my word. Believe me what I'm saying here. When you feel oppressed and you don't think about it until later. You don't think about it until later. You don't even want to go around your friends anymore. You don't even have friends. You started out having a bunch of friends before you got into that relationship. Now you don't have any friends. Everybody to them is fake. They love saying everybody's fake. They don't like fake people. When they have this kind of language where everybody's fake, they don't trust people. That's their perception. You're not that way. You're not that way. You trust people until they give you a reason not to trust them. You don't have this broken perspective that everybody's out to get you, that you can't trust nobody. That's not who you are as a chosen one. You got high discernment. You know who's good and who's not. Even if you do get burnt, you forgive them and you move on. No, you can't see it at first, Shantae, because you be blinded. You be blinded by your lustful desires. I'm gonna be honest. We get blinded by our lustful desires instead of wanting, instead of focusing on our business. Spiritual. My business. I'm reading. I was looking at Monica's comment and saying at the same time. Instead of focus on the things of the spirit, we go for the things of our flesh, lust. Because they look good. They fine. Oh, she fine. Oh, he look good. I don't care if you look. And see, this is the thing. You got to test the spirit in this hour. I don't care how a person look. She got nice hips. Them hips, you can get nice hips from anywhere. You can get nice hips, nice chest. That come a dime a dozen. You want people who spiritually healthy. You want people who got self-control. Who can control themselves and not running to and fro and can't handle their lustful desires. Because people they'll manage to deal with you and manage to want to pretend that they care about you because they don't want nobody else to have you. They don't want nobody else to have you because they know if somebody else have you, who's going to appreciate you, because they know you're a good person. They know you've been doing the work on yourself. They know you're a loving and caring person. And see, that's what the enemy wanted to beat out of y'all. The enemy wanted to beat the goodness out of you so you'll be damaged goods for the next person. That's where deliverance come in at. You got to have God to deliver you. Once you get out of abusive relationship, you got to have God to come in and restore you. You ask him to restore you. Not back to who you were, because who you were tolerated too much foolishness. Ask him to restore you back to who he wants you to be. Ask him to restore you back to who he wants you to be in him. So you won't go in the next relationship. So when he send you your kingdom spouse, you won't go over there taking all that frustration out on that man because of what the last person did. You can have a kingdom marriage. You can have some sanity in your relationship. Because some of us, we got to be honest, we come from families of dysfunction. So when we get in relationships that are dysfunctional, it seems normal because that's our norm. Tell the truth, shame the devil. Let's tell the truth. We're gonna talk grown today. We're gonna be talking this grown folks talking here. Let's be honest. Your family is dysfunctional. Your mama dysfunctional. Your dad is dysfunctional. So you go get in relationships that resembles your normal. And that's dysfunction. Tell the truth, shame the devil. Let's tell the truth. And when you wise up and God delivers you and you won't know parts of dysfunction, you wake up and you see how toxic the situation was, you just walk away. Some of y'all walking away. Some of y'all gonna walk away. Y'all ain't gonna have nothing. You just gonna walk away like, listen, I can't deal with this. I can't deal with this. Prayer, Monica, and planning, baby. Prayer and planning. That's how you get out. Ask him. He'll deliver you. He'll give you a way out. But his way out may not be comfortable. His way out may not feel good. His way out may bring on some shame. Because you're going to have to give stuff out. You have to give stuff up. So that's another thing. We got to be willing to give stuff up. Hey, Michelle, dear. We got to be willing to give stuff up. We don't want to give stuff up because we're comfortable. The enemy gets us. He keep us bound and he keep us tied to stuff. That's what he wants. You got to be unashamed. You got to walk out that thing bold. Do you hear me? You got to think about the promised land. The promised land is not material stuff. When I'm talking about the promised land, I'm talking about the fat grapes. The promised land is you being sane. The promised land is peace. And peace is stuff money can't buy. You at peace. You could be in a place where you got an atmosphere where you can pray and you can commune with God. You can build and do what he's calling you to do. That's the promised land. That is the promised land, being at peace. Your spirit is at peace. You're not going home and you feel all these different energies in your house. You feel all these different wavelengths and energies. You know something is going on, but you can't pinpoint it, and you sitting there feeling insecure. You feeling like something is going on, but I can't put my finger on it. You feel like you can't trust yourself. You feel like you can't trust the person. That's no way to live. That's dysfunctional, baby. That is dysfunctional. That's dysfunction. The person is there with you, but their mind and their spirit is somewhere else. They're there with you going through the motions. They're doing what they need to do for you, but they're not there spiritually. Y'all have no connection. No connection. Because they're out connecting with other people. They're out there connecting with other folks. They have no regards for your feelings, how you feel. But somehow y'all think that's love and it's okay to stay together in that dysfunction when the person don't want you. He don't love you, but he just don't want nobody else to love on you. He don't want you. He don't show you he don't want you. Don't love you. You don't feel love. Tell the truth, shame the devil. You don't feel love. You always feel like you gotta do extra. You asking for something from a person that can't even give it to themselves. You just toiling in the relationship. Relationship shouldn't be a toil. Yes, you're gonna go through ups and downs, but you fighting to be, connecting. It's like you trying to put a lamp in an outlet. You trying to put your light in the outlet, but the light, the outlet don't want you to connect. Don't want the lamp to connect to them because they got their own demons they dealing with. You didn't break them, baby. You did not do it. Don't feel like you gotta fix it. Let them go. Let them go, regardless of what people gonna say, regardless of what people think. Let them go. Let them tell their lies. Let them say it was you. And you say, you know what, it darn right, it was me. I was the one that was the cause of this thing to be dismantled. You agree with your adversary quickly. I was the one that broke this up. Yes, it was me. I stayed past my time. I deserve better. I stayed past my time. That's what you tell them. Yes, it was me. Whatever they said, I did. However they say how nasty I was, yes, it was me. I did all of it. Agree with your adversary quickly. And you go better yourself. You let God do the work in you. You pray for that person, whoever it is. Mama, daddy, cousin, sister, husband, wife. Pray for them. And you get yourself together. This what this channel is about. We ain't going to be looking at them. We're going to talk about them. We're going to talk about what they did. Oh, yes, we're going to talk about what they did. But you're not going to stay on that. You're not going to stay there. You go get yourself together. Go get your freedom. Go get your healing. That's what you do. Let them go live their life. And what you don't want is you don't want to be and get in a place where you want to be in the know of what they're doing with themselves. When you let people go, you let them go. Don't worry about what they do because y'all are no longer associated. Pray for them. You pray that they find somebody who is good and better for them because apparently they were not that to you. They were not that to you. If they find somebody better who fits and suits their needs, let them be. You work on you so God can send you somebody if that's what you want. But that shouldn't be your focus. Somebody else. Your focus should be healing yourself. Because I believe when you heal yourself, you can get anything you want. The person who is for you, they'll see you. You wouldn't even have to pursue them. They're going to chase you down. This when you know it's from God too. When you out and you working on yourself, a person's going to pursue you. Don't put forth more of an effort in a person and they're not putting it into you. Hi, Kiosha. Don't put your effort in pursuing a person. You pursue your healing. You pursue your purpose. You pursue your healing, your purpose. And trust me, if it's meant, they're going to pursue you. But that shouldn't be your focus. Your focus should be your healing. Learn how to be loving and love on you how you want somebody else to love on you. That's where we mess up at. We mess up because we don't love ourselves. We don't love ourselves because if you love yourself, how God requires us to love ourselves as we love our neighbor, you got to love yourself first. Then you can love somebody else. When you love yourself, you're not going to stay in a toxic relationship for years and years and years and years and years. But see, you didn't love yourself. You didn't love yourself. I've done it. When you love yourself, you're not going to let a person cross boundaries that you put in place. When you love yourself, you're not going to let a person put their hands on you. You're not going to let a person yell at you. You're not going to let a person do anything that you tell them doesn't make you feel good. Like raising their voice at you. Like always criticizing everything you do. Being critical. You don't criticize them, but they want to criticize you. Not happy for you when you make an accomplishment. They pretend to be happy, but they're not happy for you when you accomplish things. Pretend to be there for you when they're really not there for you. Sometimes they're only with you because you make them look good. Happy birthday, Rebecca. You just there. Some people are so selfish. They just want to be with you. They don't have any intentions on loving you. They just want to be with you because you make them look good. They want to make them feel like they're somebody to their peers, to the people who told them they're nobody. So they want to prove that they're somebody because they got a nice little, pretty thing on their arm. They went into it selfish. Oh, happy 70th birthday, Rebecca. God bless you. They doing it for their own selfish gain. That's why there was never no connection. They didn't go into it wholehearted. They didn't even know who they were. That's why you have to forgive these people. They didn't know who they were. They pretending to be somebody they're not. They're walking around fake, phony, and don't know who they are. This is why you have to forgive these people. You got to forgive them. You move on. You forgive, heal, and move on. Live your life. Do things you've always wanted to do. Listen, I signed up for salsa. I signed up for salsa class. Listen, I signed up for me some salsa. It was a free class. I've always wanted to. I used to do salsa with my neighbor. But do things that you want to do. Don't sit there moping and trying to investigate and worry about what they doing, who they doing it with. Let them do it. You work on your purpose and your business. You stay focused. That's what this thing about. You stay focused on what God told you to do. And I know it's hard for some of you all who got children. I know it's hard because you got these children and you just want to make sure the children are okay. You want to make sure they could stand on their own. Right? You want to make sure you focusing and making sure they getting what they need too. That's right, Shantae. Do what you got to do. Get them real estate license. And that's what'll keep you all from being so focused on what they're doing and worried about them and feeling sorry for them. Because some of y'all still feel sorry for these fools. Y'all still feel sorry for them after they done showed you. I got my hair tightened up a little bit and it's kind of tight, so I'm kind of massaging it. Y'all still feel sorry for them. After they don't try to wreck you emotionally. Like, for real. But we got to stay focused. That's just your heart, Shantae. You can't help that. That's just your heart. And they know that. One thing about them demons, they know how to pick them. They know how to pick them. They know how to pick them good. Exactly, Dolores. They know how to pick the ones. See, demons could sniff good-hearted people. Demons could sniff good-hearted people. They know. And that's why you have to heal, because you have that heart, because you developed it because you want to just, in your childhood when you were going through something, You wanted to do things to please people. Make sure they approve of you. Because you don't want nobody feeling how you felt. But you're going to have to heal that. Ask God to give you the strength to walk away and deal with that. Because that's not healthy. That's not healthy. That is not healthy at all. And I know in reality, and see, that's the thing. We got to remember, everybody's situation is not the same. So what I'm talking about, right, some people may not be able to relate. And that's okay, because everybody's situation is not the same. That's why I was telling you all in the other video, you're not alone. You're not alone. Some people got spouses that will put their life on the line for them, that wants to try to understand them at their core and please them. It's not a one-way street, as they would say. Because some people just want you to give, and they don't do nothing. They don't give in return. You're just the giver. That's why some of y'all are so depleted and you have no energy. They just want like little Pac-Man. They don't give nothing in return. They don't match what you do. They just do barely enough. Barely enough. And that little enough they do, they want to put that on the pedestal like it's the be-all, end-all. And you sacrificing your prayers, your time, your emotion. You're doing the most. There is no balance. All while they go take your goodness and they go give it to somebody else. They go take all your goodness and your stability and your peace. And you keeping the house peaceful. You trying to keep the children peaceful. And they going out there doing what they want to do. I don't have time for that. You want to go do it without me. You do what you want to do without me. I'm not going to be your little stabilizer. I'm not going to stabilize you. You do that foolishness, you can have the whole hog. You can have it. Because apparently you don't want to be here. You get tired of going through that. You get tired of that foolishness. I'm not gonna be making it easy and peaceful. You go on over there. You need for me to help you pack? What you need? You need me to help you pack? It's too life too short for that. Once you get a certain age, it's time to put down all the games and the childish games and foolishness and try to raise your family. You don't have time for that. Stuff in your teen years and under 25, you trying to find your way. I don't count that. I don't count it. Yes, you address it, you deal with it, but stuff before you became grown, it's time to get past that at some point in your life. You can't be playing them little teenage games. Once you get grown and you get grown people bills, you got a mortgage. You can't be playing teenage games when you got a mortgage. When you get yourself a mortgage, you can't be playing no petty little games. It's time to put foolishness down. You got folks still want to play games, let them play games out there. Like they say, there's plenty of fish in the sea. I don't subscribe to, see, one thing about me, I told myself I never subscribe to talking down on men and saying that there's no good men out there. That's not something I subscribe to. That's not something I subscribe to. Because I know with the God I serve, there's plenty of fish out there in the sea. Plenty. Same thing for a man. If they look, plenty of women for men. and good ones. I don't subscribe to. I thought that was my. Oh, that's not my furniture. I thought it was my furniture. I don't subscribe to the all men and dogs theory. I don't do that. That's not me, because you're going to get just what you speak. You're going to get what you speak. And you're going to get who you are. That's what I believe. I believe if you get yourself and you treat yourself how you want somebody else to treat you, I believe God will send you the person that's meant for you. That's what I believe. I believe he'll send you a person that's meant for you when you start treating yourself how you want somebody else to treat you. You love on yourself how you want somebody else to love you. Because if you love yourself, you're not going to take less than from somebody else. You'll have standards. You won't compromise on your standards and bend. And the joker get cocky and say, I find it's plenty. Yes, it's plenty. Let him get cocky. You just ain't me. Let him get cocky. I learned this from I used to have yard sales. Let me tell y'all something. Let me tell y'all, I'm gonna give y'all an analogy, right? I'm gonna give you an analogy, my yard sale analogy. When I used to have yard sales, I used to sell things that I thought was market value. I didn't used to try to get rich off my stuff. I just wanted to get rid of it. But I knew when I put a price on it, I knew it was a fair price and I knew it was worth the price, right? And you would have some people trying to come and say, because it's a yard sale, they would try to come and say, you know, they'll give me, I say I had something that was $20. They'll say, I'll give you 10 for it. But see, I knew the value of what I had. And I knew if they didn't buy it, I knew somebody else was going to come buy it for the price that I wanted. But I had to not show that I was desperate. Because when people see that you're desperate, they know they can get you to come down off your value. And that's the same thing with a man. When you have value, or with anybody, a job, anything, when they see you're not desperate and you'll walk away, they'll respect that more than you staying there allowing them to do what they want to do in your life. Because have you ever noticed, the longer you stayed in an abusive relationship, the more that person started disrespecting you, the more they didn't care about you, because you forgave them and you let them back into your good graces. Y'all went through the same toxic cycle over and over. Caught them cheating one time, you took him back. Caught her cheating one time, you took her back. Got worse. Because no, you don't value yourself. You trying to do it out of a good heart, but they see it. They don't respect you. They lost all respect for you the first time. They lost respect the first time. When you took them back, the first time you should have walked away. When you took them back, say, you know what, that disrespect, they have you out here looking like a fool. You out here looking like a whole fool, thinking you doing something, thinking y'all going somewhere. You out here looking like a blinded fool. Look, you out here looking like a blind fool. Why they out here living their best life? You home playing the good wife. You home playing the good wife. They out here having fun, jumping off in everybody. They jumping from look, they jumping from pillar to post. Listen, they out here jumping from pillar to post. They bouncing from house to house. And you out here trying to, be a saint. I'm sorry, y'all. Yeah, they out here, yes. Out here jumping around. Exactly. That's why you have to break ties from this foolishness. You let them jump from house to house by themselves. They ain't got to jump from house to house, because when you leave the picture, it ain't gonna be fun no more. Because they ain't gonna have to sneak now. See, before they had to sneak a little bit. Now you leave the picture. You going on about your business, and you leave the picture. They don't even have to sneak. Live and walk freely. They ain't even got to jump. They can walk from house to house now. Look, they ain't even got to jump. Just go ahead and walk. Do what you gonna do. Do what you gonna do. I don't have time. Whatever you want to do it. They can walk, skill, fly, have all the fun they want now. But long as you there, you give them that excitement and hype. They think they're doing something behind your back. Because, you know, people like to do stuff and hide and think you don't know. And it feels good to them. It feels good when they sneak and doing it. Tell the truth, shame the devil. We done stuff where we sneaking. And it feels good because you're sneaking. But when you get caught, that's when, you know, you want to put the cookie back in the jar. No, your hand on the cookie now. Your hand on the cookie. I don't want your nasty hands. I want the nasty cookie. You don't touch. You keep that. And you go on about your business. Take it on out the jar. Eat the cookie and go head on. People love to do sneaky stuff. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. Exactly. Go ahead and take that cookie. Right, Kiosha? Look, go ahead and take that cookie. Don't drop it back in the jar. Go ahead on. Go on and keep it, and you go on. Go ahead on. But for real, we got to stop being so desperate. Stop being desperate. Stop being, feeling ashamed. You don't have to save face. Don't worry about what people gonna think. You doing it for your sanity. You need to stay sane. Or do it for yourself. You ain't even got to do it for them. Do it for yourself. But yeah, you got to stay focused. You can't be tolerating unnecessary foolishness. Can't be tolerating unnecessary foolishness. Playing these little children games that people want to play. You in your 40s and you still playing little teenage games. Nobody don't have time for that. You in your 50s and 60s. You still trying to be a pimp. You need to sit down somewhere. Take care of them diabetes. Sit down. Take care of them diabetes. Take care of yourself. Stop trying to be out here messing around. Creating all kind of unnecessary havoc. Hurting families. Breaking up families, making families more dysfunctional. Now it's time to cut all this foolishness out. Should be trying to settle down and take care of your family, make sure your family all right. But no, people don't have control over their loins. They don't have no control until it rot off. Then they want to have some control. Until it rot off and it can't be attached back, then they want to think about no, you got to have some self-control before all of that. I'm tired. I'm sorry. I don't mean to be so graphic, but you know what? You get my point. My kids be telling me, "Mom, you don't have no decorum sometimes." But I'm just telling the truth. Like, let people go and do what they want to do. That's the point that I was trying to make. But stay focused. You get your focus on. You get your focus on your purpose. and bettering yourself and healing yourself, working out, eating right, you'll have more time. When you let go of dysfunction, let me tell you something. When you let go of dysfunction and stop trying to hold on to people that don't want to be held on to, you will be able to, you will be able to focus on eating right, working out, reading. Some of y'all can't even read a good book. You can't even get in your word because you just was so focused about and worried about what they were doing. Then just the energy and being connected to them, like the negative, draining energy. Or they up to no good, but still got to come around you, and y'all share space with they little demonic fleas, and you don't know how to cope and deal with it. You trying to deal with it the best way you know how. No, you let them go ahead on. Do their own thing. Live their best life. Like they say, there's plenty of fish in the sea. If you don't want this fish, go find another one. Get you another fish. It's okay. It's not the end of the world. And women, y'all have to be able to let go. If a person's showing you they don't want you, they don't respect you, they don't like the fish that you are, they don't like that you are a goldfish, and they want a blowfish. Look, they don't like that you're a goldfish, a little Nemo. What Nemo was? If they don't like that you a little Nemo and they want something else, let them go find another fish. Let them go find a jellyfish. It's okay. Don't be bitter. Don't be bitter. We got to learn when people say they don't want us, we got to stop making them want us. When people show you that they don't want you, because sometimes they're not going to be man enough to tell you, right? Yeah, they don't want door. Okay. Yeah. They're not going to be man enough to tell you. They're going to show you that they don't want you. So, you can be the one to make the decision. And it's okay if a person's showing you they don't want you, you got to believe them. Don't try to make them want you. Don't try to make them, like, be grown, be an adult and say, you know what, this not working. This is when you know, when I tell you, this is when you know it's time for you to go. And this is when you know what time it is. I had to see, hold on, let me see where the truck at. I had to go see that they text me with my furniture. This is when you know that you have did the work, you've healed, you're tired, you just don't have the energy. When you can let go and you're not bitter, when you can let go and you're not wishing the worst on them, when you can let go and you're not, trying to make their life miserable, that's when you know. That's when you know it's time for you to leave. That's when you know for sure you got the okay to leave. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. That's when you know. Oh, yeah. That's when you know. We got to be okay. Like, we got to stop acting as if it's the end of the world. You shouldn't want somebody to want you. You shouldn't want somebody who don't want you. You shouldn't want somebody bad enough when they don't respect you. Because they're going to keep doing what they want to do when they don't respect who you are. And you sitting there and you trying to make them want you. That's foolishness. You go ahead and let them play in the grass that they think is greener. You go ahead and let them play in that. Just make sure you don't give them a door to return. Let them play in that grass they think greener or that they want to do. Because sometimes the grass don't be greener. The grass that they want just don't have any standards, right? Just like you didn't have any. That's why they stayed there. But as soon as you get some standards and you get a backbone and say, you know what? I don't have time for this. I don't have time for this. Now you everything, what they say, everything but the child of God. Look, you everything but a child of the Most High. Okay? Because you finally got a backbone. You finally said enough is enough. You finally said, you know what? You finally told yourself, fool, if you don't wake up, you in the mirror talking to yourself like, fool, you fish-eyed fool. You know, like on Sanford and Son. On Sanford and Son, remember Esther used to call him, you fish-eyed fool. As soon as you look yourself in the mirror and tell yourself, you fish-eyed fool, if you don't wake up, girl, and stop being a fool. If you don't wake up and stop being a clown and going to the circus, I know something. Listen, look, you finally wake up and say, you know, I'm tired of going to this circus. I'm tired of going to the circus where these half-naked bears dressed in tutus and these ducks with combat boots on. I'm tired of going to this circus. Let me get from out this circus. Look, are you tired of going? Look, you tired of going to the circus and you seeing snakes on roller skates. I'm sorry, y'all. That's just a comedian coming out of me. Listen, you get tired of going to the circus. Like, if I'm not going to be spinning my wheels. Look, you going to the circus. You got clowns. Like, you stay. Oh, you get tired. Look, you'll get tired. Unfortunately, with the chosen ones, we got to be beat down. We got to stop getting to that point. We got to stop letting folks beat us down so much to the point that we're at our breaking point. That's how people snap. You don't want to get to the point where you snap. Now you address that foolishness the first time. You don't want to get to the point where you snap. Yeah. You get tired of going to the circus. You see some bow-legged bears. You got bow-legged bears. Look, this how much of a circus it is. You got bears with bow legs with heels on. If that's not a circus, I don't know what is. You know, you see all kind of just unnecessary stuff. Like, girl, if you don't stop going to this circus, I know something. Listen, you got bees there with birds' wings. Just imagine this stuff. This is what type of stuff we did with Chosen One. You go into the circus, you got bumblebees with birds' wings. All this little, Jack, that's little demonic stuff. He's saying all this stuff. You tired. You can't even focus. For real, let me go, because I don't want to have y'all on here. Listen, I want to have y'all on here laughing. Listen, like, no. Let's wait for the truck to come. Wait for this truck to come and bring me my furniture. Listen, I don't have time for this foolishness. You keep going to the darn circus. Don't go to no more circuses. Let them clowns go to the circus by themselves. Let them go to the circus. You say, you know what? I'm not going to the circus today. Don't even buy no more tickets. Don't get no more tickets to the circus. You don't had enough spinning around. You don't been in the audience for too long. It's time for you to go somewhere that's got a little more, a little more stability. Thing about life is people. People make life hard. People make life hard. No, there's no perfect people. But you don't have to accept dysfunctional either. You don't have to stay in dysfunction. Because we all have some, especially if you look like me. Come on now. If you look like me, some of that trauma and that dysfunction was passed through our DNA. It was. We got to tell the truth, shame the devil. A lot of that trauma, dysfunction was passed down. But that don't mean we got to stay there. We don't have to stay in this dysfunction. Or you let people abuse and misuse you, treat you like you nobody. Because they get used to it. They'll get used to you accepting them. Because you get comfortable. You get comfortable in that dysfunction. No, sometimes you got to just walk away. Yes, it'll be scary. It's going to be scary. Because you so used to it. Anything could be scary if you're used to dysfunction. Now, you're going to be walking in some sanity. You walking in a place of light. Regardless of what people say. That's another thing. Y'all just be afraid of what people going to think and say. Let them say what they going to say. You know what? Let me tell you something. They've been saying it anyways. Oh, they didn't just start saying that about you. They haven't just started talking about you. They haven't just started believing certain things about you. They've been from day one. From day one, they've been acting and believing certain things about you. Folks been talking about you from the jump. Yes, they have. You don't want to believe it. Yes, they have. They had their beliefs. They had their beliefs. So you can't worry about that. You can't worry about that. Because people going to believe what they want to believe. They're going to believe it. Half of them already believe it. They already don't like you. They already felt some type of way about you. You know, people are not going to like who they can't control. If you're a person that don't let other people control you. You have your own thinking, and if you're on here, you're a chosen one. You know how it is. People don't like because they can't control you. They can't control you. You don't bow and do what they say. You don't kiss they behind. You don't be fake with them. They don't like you. They don't like you because you can't, you don't bend. Excuse me, you don't bow and bend. They don't like who they can't control. That's why some of y'all get out these toxic relationships, and them in-laws of y'all's, them old in-laws, they'll love on the other person. They'll love all on that on that other person. And some of them, y'all don't got married and they still stayed connected to the previous girlfriend or wife because they were easy to control them. They're able to control them, so they're going to like them more than you because they can't control you. They're going to still invite them around, still make them feel like they're part of the family. Y'all know. Act like y'all know. Act like you know. Doing it only because they can control them. That relationship ain't all so good. Don't believe that. Don't believe that. They're going to have a falling out too. Don't believe that. People like to make stuff look good. You know, people project and make it seem like it look good. That stuff don't be looking good because it's not built on genuine. It's not built on a genuine foundation. Oh yeah, I went there, Michelle, because it's true. I've seen it. I've seen it in my own family. People, and see, people don't like the truth. I like the truth. It hurts, but I'd rather have the truth. Okay, let's go here. Would you rather for a person to tell you up front that they only want to use and abuse you for your body, for your resources, right? They only want to use and abuse you for your body and resources and for clout, right? And the benefits, what you can offer me. You rather for somebody to tell you that up front so you can make a decision like, fool, I'm not finna get with you. Or you rather for a person to lead you on, to make you feel like they're going to be there for you. They're going to pretend they love you only to abuse you. Would you want a person to tell you up front or to, string you along? Tell me up front. So I'll be like, fool, you think I'm stupid? But no, they're not going to do that. They're going to pretend. And then when the masks finally fall off, you're going to see things for what they really are. Oh yeah, they'll do it. They'll do it just to, yeah, they'll do it. Kiasha, just to get back at the person because they don't like them. They don't like that girlfriend. They're gonna, you know, be close to this girlfriend and keep up chaos and confusion. Right? Keep up chaos and confusion because they don't like the person who they can't control. Who don't bow and bow down to them, who don't buy them everything, who don't give them gifts to kiss their butt, who don't kiss their butt. They don't like that one. They like the little yes ma'am. They like the yes sir massa one. That's the one they like. That's the one they gonna be cordial with. That's the one they gonna cater to. But you got to be okay as a chosen one. That's part of who you are. You're not going to be accepted, period. Because you stand for truth. A lot of people don't stand for truth. They don't want truth. You so bold, you tell your own truth. I remember when I was younger, I had to tell this on a different, because it ain't nothing proud to say. It's not nothing I'm proud to say. But I remember I had this friend, and I mentioned this in another video. And I was younger, you know, living in ignorance. I didn't know. I had this friend gonna try to call herself telling my business. Well, this friend, so-called friend at the time, she called herself telling my business. And I looked at her straight in the face. I said, I sure did. No, this is how it went. That's what I told her. I said, no, this is what I did. This is what happened. And I flipped it up. I said, this is what happened. They were looking like, and they didn't say nothing else about that. Nothing else. Because the truth will make you free. The truth will make you free. One thing people love to do, and I had a friend girl, and I thought about this later on. Let me tell you something about the enemy. The enemy loves to try to have dirt on you. They love to want to have some dirt with something's negative. They want to have something negative on you because it makes them feel good that they have something that you may not want nobody to know. And I had a girl, I used to hang around this girl who said, this is a pitiful place to be. This is a pitiful place to be, but we were all younger, but it's still pitiful, okay? She said that she always got dirt on people. What type of mindset is that? So she always got some dirt on somebody. What type of mindset a person gotta be in and to have to say they always got dirt on somebody? That's a pitiful person. I thought about that years later, and I'm like, this girl, I said, she really got issues. I know I got my issues. The pot can't call the kettle black. But I never went around and just collecting dirt on people. She's the type of person trying to blackmail you. And that's when you got to be honest and tell your truth. You got to tell your truth so you can shut them people like her down. That's what the enemy wants. The enemy wants to have dirt on you so you can feel bad, so you can hide it. So you can hide whatever you went through or going through. No, you got to flip that thing. You were like, devil, you ain't going to silence me. Let me tell you, see what had happened was, if it's even their business, sometimes it ain't even their business. Sometimes you could just ignore it and say, you know what, whatever you think. Sometimes you don't have to address things. Sometimes you could just ignore it and let people believe what they want. But some people love to have dirt and things on you so they could try to make you feel bad or silence you. See, a lot of people, for the chosen ones, a lot of people don't like you using your voice. Me coming on YouTube, I know I got a lot of hate. I'm gonna be honest, I got a lot of enemies because I'm using my voice on YouTube. Knowing enemies and unknown. I know I've created some unnecessary hate by me being obedient to what God told me to do. Me sharing different things. My wisdom. I know I do. I know I do. I already prayed. God had already showed me. Equipped me for whatever attacks may come. Because people don't want you to use your voice. They want to abuse you and try to make you shameful and try to keep you silent. They want to keep you silent. They don't want you saying nothing. They don't want you saying anything. They want to keep you silent. But we overcome. The enemy don't want you to overcome. He don't want you to tell your testimony. He don't want you to share nothing with no one. Because he wants to keep you bound. He wants to keep you bound. He wants to keep you going crazy, ruminating, afraid to speak up because you don't want to feel judged. That's where he want to keep you, ruminating. Because the more you keep silent, rumination only comes because you're not talking about it. You're not getting things out. That's the benefit of going to a therapist, because you get to get you get to get what's in you out. But most of that stuff, you need a spiritual deliverance. But therapy helps because you get to tell them. You're talking to someone. And that's what the enemy doesn't want. He wants y'all to be quiet and ashamed. Worried about what people gonna think. Listen, one thing about people in this world today, people are selfish. They ain't worried about you. Look, they're gonna be focused on you for a split second. And the focus back on themselves. The focus back on themselves. They're not worried about you. Trust me. They're not. People are focused on themselves. I'm telling you. Why do you think that people could do so much harm to you as if it's normal? Why do you think they could abuse you, do so much harm to you as if it's normal? As if it's normal. Because they stuck on themselves. They feel good about abusing someone else because someone abused them when they were younger. So they're inflicting that pain. That's all they know. So they're taking it out on someone else. Worried about self. That's what I'm telling you. People selfish. They worried about themselves. They don't care how you feel. You ever notice the people who, let me tell you. Let me tell you this, and I gotta go. You ever notice the people who inflict the most pain on people? They do people the nastiest. They dog people out. They do the most wrong. You ever notice they can't take what they dish out? We say this stuff, but look at it for real. The people who mistreat you the most, the people who cheat on you the most, dog you out the most, lie about you, lie on you, whatever they do to you, turn them tables and they whole world crumbles. Turn them tables. Treat them how they treat you. You reflect to them what they're doing to you. I remember one time there was this lady. I'll never forget, because I'm a friendly person. I'm a friendly person. It takes a lot for me to do you how you do me. I remember, and I ain't, you know what? And this ain't the godly thing to do. Let me put that up. I'm gonna put that disclaimer. I'm gonna put this disclaimer. I wasn't where I am either. I wasn't where I am now. Then. He was still working on me. There was this lady that just mistreated me, didn't care for me at all. So I saw her. She didn't care for me at all. So I saw her out in public one day, and she spoke to me. I passed right by her like I ain't even see her. I heard her speak too, and I looked and I kept going. Oh, that lady had a fit. Lady had a fit, had a baby. Respect is due to a dog. Went and telling people, telling somebody I didn't speak this, that, and the other. Why should I? Why should I? You don't care for me. You haven't been treating me nice. Just because we're in public now, you want to put on a show as if everything is okay? No, I passed right by like I didn't see her, like she was invisible. I'm going to be honest. Like she was an invisible man. Like she was an invisible dad. You remember the movie Invisible Dad? Passed right by. Didn't think nothing of it. Because, sometimes you get to a breaking point where you get tired of people mistreating you. And you don't want to have to go there because it take a lot for us to do that. It took a lot out of me for me to pass by that lady like she was invisible and then speak to her. But I bet she felt me. I bet she felt me. But my point is, people could do stuff to you and you do it to them. Oh, it's all hell breaking loose. The world ended. The world ended. Hello, world ended. Oh, it did. But all this time, you can ignore me. You can give me the silent treatment. You could just be nasty to me. And I didn't do anything to you. That's your problem. And I was still young and just trying to figure out, coming to my own, trying to figure out people and how to deal with people and stuff, without making them feel bad. But I don't give a darn now. I don't care now. I really don't. You come with that energy, I'm just not going to deal with you, and I'm going about my business. So I can keep, so I can stay in good graces with God. No. It's a no. But people, what I was saying, people could do things to you, but they don't want you to do it to them. Oh, it sure can. Oh, it sure can, Catherine. No, Michelle, they can't stand them tables. And I ain't just turning tables, I'm flipping them now. I'm flipping them. And I'm gonna have to ask, Lord, you're gonna have to deal with me later. Lord, you have to deal with me in your way. Because you get tired of people. And you know what I noticed? This is why I say you gotta heal. This is where healing comes in at. People can smell when you're broken. Let's be honest. People could smell when you are broken. They know, them demons know when they can get over and do certain things to you when you're not healed, chosen ones. We know that. They know. This is why I talk about healing. And healing comes when somebody act the fool, whatever they show out, you straighten them out right there. Whenever they say something silly out of their mouth, you straighten them out right there. Wherever they say whatever they need, unless the Holy Spirit guard your mouth. And you don't have to be nasty. You don't have to be nasty. You just got to let them know. No, you're not going to talk to me like that. No, if you can't respect me, then guess what? You don't have to come around. You got to let people know. And don't be afraid. See, chosen ones, we're afraid. We used to be afraid because we don't like conflict. We don't like being in conflict with folks. But people bring this stuff to us, and we got to know how to manage them. They bring this stuff to us. This lady brought this stuff to me. She brought this negative energy to me. I was minding my business, trying to raise my children. She brought all this negative stuff to me. I was dealing with her how she was dealing with me. And she was older. Old enough to be my mama and acting like that. This is how I know I was dealing with somebody that needed deliverance. But I didn't know that then. See, because I didn't have the wisdom. I was, still going through my my process. Oh, but once I got the wisdom, no, sister, you ain't gonna be able to do that. You can't do that no more. You can't do that no more. I don't care how you feel. Because if it were me doing it to you, you would have been she would have been handled that. Have you ever noticed people gonna do to you what you keep allowing them to do? That man gonna do exactly what he's gonna do if you keep allowing it. That woman is going to do exactly what they're doing if you keep allowing it. Them children will do exactly what they're going to do if you keep allowing it. Let me tell you what my son told me, my 12-year-old. I'm gonna tell y'all this, and y'all gonna laugh. And he was right. He was right. I was getting on him about my kids be teaching me stuff. I was getting on him about him having no I was telling him he ain't got no I'm ashamed to tell y'all this. I was telling him this morning, I said, because school is out, and they just want to stay on them phones and stuff all day. And I was telling him this morning, I say, you won't have any what I said, you don't have any, not discipline. Dang, what did I say? It wasn't boundaries. Not limit. It was, what word did I use this morning? I said, you don't have any I'll say boundaries. No, limitations or something. It was something I was telling him. Basically, I was saying that he didn't have any like cutoff time for his phone at night. No cutoff time, no boundaries. I say, we just let you do whatever. I say, you just do whatever. And I say, you don't have any boundaries. And he said, well, if you don't set any, no, I don't have any. That's what he told me. He said, Mom, why? How am I supposed to have them? If you don't set them, I'm not going to have them. And that thing cut me. I said, he was right. My baby was right. That's why I said, tonight, you're going to have a limit. That phone going off at a certain time. You're gonna get a bath by a certain time, because I need to go to bed. I'm not gonna have you up all times of night while I'm up. But he was right. He sure was right. He was like, if you don't set in, I'm not gonna have any. Yes, you sure right, baby. You sure right. My baby was right. He was. These kids will tell you. And that's why I said we got to get discipline. We got to get a system. And I said we got to get some order for me and his schedule. Me and his schedule. We got to set a routine. That's what we need, a routine. Michelle. You have to be if you don't want to go crazy, child. If you don't want to go crazy, because people will do you how they want to do you. But I thought that was so funny with my son. I was like, he sure is right. That's why I say tonight, you're not going to wait till last minute to go take a shower. No, you're going to have a bath by 9:30. We're going to be on a routine. We're going to be on a routine. That phone, you're not going to be on that phone all day. Just because you're out of school, that don't mean that you be on that phone 24/7. Go pick up some Legos or something. Go walk to the park. Do something. Exactly. Exactly, Michelle. I'm not finna. And I have been slacking lately. I have. Got to get back. That's why I say stay focused. This message is for me too. This message is for me too. So I got to get back focused and discipline. I take my butt to bed by 10 every night and get up at 5. I used to do that. I used to be in the bed by 10, get up by 5, start my day, do my prayer, meditation, I read, all that, exercise. I used to do all that. And I have to get back to it. So I'm glad you all came to hang out with me. I didn't want to come over here this long, but I was waiting for them to come bring my furniture. I got to see where they are. But yeah, I'm glad you all came and talked to me. I enjoyed you all. I bet you all say this girl here is silly. I am. That's part of who I am. I can't run from. I'm not serious all the time. I'm not serious all the time, but I do try to exercise wisdom in all things. I really do. Try to exercise wisdom. But yep, so I had to come talk to you all. And I will yeah, talk to you all later. I'll be having my I'm waiting to get my I got to get me a laptop. I'm waiting to get my computer because I haven't forgotten, I'm going to have that parenting one-on-one class on Zoom, but I want to have it on Zoom. I don't want to do it on live. I want people to register. It's going to be a free class, but I want to have it more on Zoom than, on, YouTube platform. Yeah. Because we're going to talk about some things, especially as parents. See, everybody's situation is not the same when it comes to parenting. Like, you got people out here struggling with their adult children. You got people out here who adult children don't fell off their rockers and they don't know what to do. They're praying, they're fasting, they're doing all of that. But hell don't got in these kids. Hell don't got in these kids, and these kids are like they're the enemy to their parents. And the only thing some of y'all trying to do is just make sure they was trying to, make sure they have a good start. You trying to do the best you can to make sure they're okay, but they looking at you like you the enemy. Like you out to kill them or something. I didn't mean to say that word because they may take this down, but y'all get it. Like, it's like something don't got into them where like you looking at them like, what is wrong with you? You looking like, this is not my child. I know something in this child. Look, you looking like something in this child. And they creating all these false narratives about you like, that is not me. You looking at them like, son, daughter, that is not me. Who are you talking to? Who are you talking to? And we have to know how to deal with this stuff and be okay. Yes, you got to be okay. Some of y'all got to walk away from your own children. And people thinking y'all crazy. Let me tell y'all something. And I'm going to say this. And I thought about this. I saw a video last night where this kid ended up harming his grandparents. The grandson ended up harming the grandparents. If y'all got children that y'all know y'all can't trust, y'all think that child will harm you all, you don't trust your own child, y'all better listen to it. Listen to your spirit. Don't let your love, and I posted that earlier, don't let your love for that child override the evil that you see in their heart. Don't let your love for them, I'm sorry, I'm telling you, what I'm saying is not everybody's situation. Some people love their kids and to do anything for their children. But some of y'all adult children, y'all know these children hearts are wicked towards y'all. Y'all know is trust that. Trust it. Don't ignore it. Don't ignore that sign. I'm telling y'all, do not ignore it. If you know your child, if you feel your child will do something to you, do not ignore that. Do not ignore it. I had a cousin. Let me tell y'all something. I had a cousin at my grandfather's funeral. He told my husband at the time, that he was afraid of his own child. He was a military guy. I'll say he was a chosen one because he was sweet, loving guy. I mean, just a big teddy bear. He just was a loving guy. He told me he was scared of his own child. Can y'all hear me? Put a 1 if you can hear me. Oh, thank you, Texas. Because whenever somebody calls, I had to answer the phone. There was the furniture guy saying he was on his way. But yeah, I had a cousin. And he told us at this funeral, he told us he was scared of his own son because he was like his mom let him do what he want to do, and this, that, and the other. Don't y'all know? My cousin killed his dad. His son killed him. Stabbed him with a screwdriver. And he kept saying he don't trust his own son. I don't trust him. I don't trust him. And I know it's hard. You really don't know what to do if you can't trust your own child. But see, his child was an adult. He would have found somewhere else to go. I'm sorry, but you got to find somewhere else to go. I love you, but I'm not going to keep you here. I'm not going to be afraid in my own house. That's what we're not going to do. I'm not going to be afraid in my own house. My cousin was murdered by his own child. Yes, he was. Hurt me to my core. I was like, he just said. And it was not too long after the funeral. Like, you know, I would say not too long, but like, I'll say like was it a year in that same year? I have to go back and look. But yes, I know we let our love for people, and we know these people be wicked. We know. Because our children, they get hell in them. They go to envying us for whatever reason. And a lot of them, they don't want you to tell them what's right. Oh, no sound. Can you hear me? I think they can hear me now, Tyrenia. I mean, Michelle. Hold on. Let me know if y'all can hear me. Michelle say no sound. Let me know if y'all can hear me. Oh, okay, thank you. But yes, murdered his son. I mean, his son murdered him. Yep. So if y'all have that feeling, don't override it. I don't care what people think. Because, you know, you have people, I wouldn't turn my back on my child. I'll be there for my child. I'll do this. But you know the feeling that you carry. You know what that child showed you. You know the evil that that child presented to you. Don't ignore that. My cousin talked about that the entire time at the repast. That he was scared of his own son in his own house. Who gonna live in their house afraid? Now that child can go where it needs to go. I love you, pray for you, feed you, but I'm not gonna live in fear in my own house. Yes, that was tragic, very tragic. I never forget that. And I don't know what made me bring this up. Oh, you know, I guess because I saw that video. I saw that video. And that's why I brought it up. Oh, thought he was going to my house. Yes, that's why I brought it up. Because I saw that, you know, that video of the grandson harming the great grandmother and the grandparents. I saw that. And I was like, y'all got to trust your gut. As parents, I know this hard stuff people don't want to talk about. This hard stuff people don't want to talk about, and everybody's situation is not the same. But there are children out there that are evil, that can't wait to get their hands on their parents. If you feel like your child would do that, trust your gut. You're not getting that for no reason. You're not paranoid. You're not paranoid. You're not going crazy. You're not going crazy. For you to come up with that thought, it has to be a reason. There has to be a reason that your mind is telling you, Don't trust them. I can't trust my child. I can't trust them. There is something in them that is talking to you and telling you that. Regardless of how sheepish they look, how innocent they look. Those be the ones. We all know those be the ones. We let our love for people override. And what we always say, something told me. Y'all better start listening to that thing. Something told me not to. Something told me to be careful. Something told me. What y'all think that is? I just wanted to say that before I left because somebody needed to hear this. Regardless of what people are thinking, let them talk about you. But if you don't feel safe, don't let that child come around you. And if you do, you better keep you something. Keep you something close to you. That's all I can tell you. Keep you something at hand's reach. And why would you want to be around somebody where you got to keep something at hand's reach? That don't even sound good. You got to be, why would you want to subject yourself and put yourself in a place to where you got to be on guard? Go out and come back in, Tyrenia, because they say they can hear me earlier. Let me see. Hold on. Oh, you can't hear me now, Jacqueline? I guess the phone's saying, girl, your time's up. You don't be here talking too much. Can you hear me? Let me know if you can hear me now. It's probably going in and out because when they call. Okay. You can hear now, Catherine? Thank you. Yeah, see if you can go out. Yes, go out and come back in because sometimes, when somebody calls me, it'll knock the volume off, even on my end. And I had to answer that call. That was the guy with the furniture. But trust it. Trust that something. I'm telling y'all. I don't care what people think. And you're going to feel like people are talking about you and judging you. You're going to feel that. You're going to feel it because they are. They're going to be judging you. They're going to be judging you like you're obligated to subject yourself to the abuse coming from your child. Who said that? Who made these rules? Especially when they're adults. When they're children, you got to deal with it. When they're children, you're going to have to get the prayer, the therapy, the deliverance, whatever you need to get when they're children. But you don't have to subject yourself to it. And you got to stop. And as parents, we be feeling so obligated because the world says that we're supposed to be a certain thing as mothers. But no one is telling us how to deal with when you got children that are just wicked. No one is telling us how to deal with that. Yes, prayer works. But also you got to be wise. You got to use discretion and discernment. I'm going to pray for you right from over here. I'm going to pray for you, but you're going to be over there and I'm going to be over here. Because I'm not going to let you harm me. And I don't feel good with you being around. Took my cousin's life, his son, his own son. Own son. And you look at him, you can tell he was filled with demonic spirits. You can tell he had a lot going on. Mad and angry at his own dad. But yes, you all, I just wanted to say that before I leave. So that was for somebody. Y'all don't be sitting around here trying to, Y'all know them kids got stuff going on. They don't delve in all type of wickedness. They opening doors to things that you tell them not to open doors to because it's going to cause this, this, and this. They touching things that, that you tell them not to touch. And they want to bring all them demons around and no, you go deal with them demons over there. You deal with that over there. When they don't want to take instruction, they don't want to take wise counsel, you don't run behind them kind. You don't force yourself, because you operating in witchcraft now. You don't force yourself to try to control them. No, you don't. You don't force yourself. Let them deal how they gonna deal. But I gotta go, you all. So you all be blessed. I didn't mean to come stay this long, but I came. Look, I came. But you all be blessed. We'll talk later, okay?